This video I'm upgrading my ICS M3 Grease Gun. If you've seen it since I showed it last for the Master Hobbies video, I bought one that day essentially. I got the M1 carbine sling, it's an appropriate sling for it. Pop the orange off the tip. It's not threaded. The flash hider kind of like clamps on. I haven't got one of those yet though. Probably get a real steel one. So I'm basically taking this apart. I'm going to, I didn't see any videos on YouTube of anyone taking these apart yet. I'm going to put in a M1 10 spring I have hanging around. I'm hoping to get it up near to 400 because right now it's at 330. So I can get better range because I mostly use this outside. In fact, I haven't used it inside at all because all the inside places here are semi-auto. But this should bring the rate of fire down a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that because it's pretty fast as it is. I'm going to put in some, put in the Madbull blue bucking. And let's get cracking. So first, take off these Allen screws. You see my 199 magnetic tray from Harbor Freight. It's 199, comes in handy. Just kind of pull this up and out. There it goes. Just make it sped up in the actual video. Put that aside. Two more screws down here, they're hidden. Well, at least I don't have to take that off now, it fell off. So I believe that's all these screws. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, that's right. I did the same thing on my other video. I neglected to take that off. That's how they get you. There we go. There's the infamous battery. That's hard to put in. 9.6. Alright. Yeah. The fuse is a 30 amp fuse, so 7496s, they're fine. Even some of the 15C, actually yeah, the 15C LiPo, 11 LiPo will be fine on that as well. So, let's get further in here. This is the first time I've taken it down this far, so it'll be a learning experience for both of us. Looks like this screw comes out. I'll go start the motor first. Which is a little, there we go. A little smaller. It is a P1. The proper size Phillips for these, so you don't strip them. Almost there. Bam. There's your motor assembly. Turbo 3000. It's a nice motor. It's made for speed. Got some torque, but mainly they're a nice fast motor. There's a switch. Here. You can see in that hole there. See it making contact. See what else we got here. This little guy, won't take him off yet. Let's see, maybe this corner here. Now it looks like that holds Gearbox together. What this guy? go. And a little stuck down here. Let's unscrew the barrel. Similar to how the real grease gun comes apart, barrel-wise anyway. It's like an anodized aluminum. And you see in there. Alright. There we go. So it's got to go down a little bit and take the barrel off, and you can angle it out. Let's do the barrel first because that'll be easy. Let's look at how this is attached. And just that spring, so you kind of pull that spring out there. Slide it on out. Put this aside. I already popped this thing off. Yes. So, never mind that. I'm going to just edit that down so you only know that it's too thick. Alright. Do the gearbox here. As we can zoom in a little bit. It's out. That's it. Alright. So again, with a P1 screwdriver, if you use the wrong Phillips head screwdriver, you're going to strip out your screws, which is bad. You don't want to do that. So that's not many screws holding this together, but it feels pretty solid. It's like almost like, it's sort of like a version. No, it's nothing like a version 1. What am I thinking? Because it doesn't have the trigger thing there, and it doesn't have the motor over here. Well, in a part of it. Look at that Phillips screw in the back. Just bigger than 2.5. Smaller. Where is my 3mm screw? Allen thing. There it is. No! Like, hey, I got some Allen wrenches over there. Maybe yes, they do. This is the 3. It's a 3mm on the spring guide. I've already decompressed this. It decompresses when you go into safe. So, with a stick, screwdriver, or a punch in the back. And just kind of crack it open. Let's see what we got here. Crack it there. Oh, bar across the top. So, put your screwdriver right there, push it down a little bit. Instead of cutting your fingers, you just use pliers. These are kind of sharp inside. And getting cut sucks. Alright, so put something in there so the spring does not launch your shit. And bam, there we go. So, spring guide looks pretty crappy. Version 2 spring guide. That's all plastic. There's that. There's the spring. It feels actually pretty stiff. Is it shorter? Oh. Definitely not as stiff as that one. A little stiff for what it is. Maybe there's just an air leak or something in this, which would suck because they don't have any O-rings for any nozzles. No, I don't. I got some, not nozzles, but piston heads. I do have some other piston heads I can salvage. The O-ring. Should probably put a little grease in there too. It looks pretty dry, but ICS knows what they're doing. Let's see what we got here. Alright. So, bevel gear, actually it does have a nice thin layer of grease. ATL. I wonder if I got another. I have another crappy plastic one. That one's crappy in plastic. I know I have some other parts. There we go. This is it's probably a DBoys bearing spring guide, but it's bearing, which will help with the stronger spring, prevent it from binding. So we got, yeah, these look like standard version 2, version 3 gears. It's heat treated on the bottom there. Pop this guy off. Get that in a second. Sector gear. It's pretty standard ICS. Nothing really fancy, just solid steel and one piece, so it's not screwed together. And another steel, nice and thick. Let's see how see what little shim these were. Throw 2 screws in there. Oh, that's pretty long. Yeah, let's throw it way in the front. Greasy hands. Oh yeah, it's interesting screwing time. Alright. A little noise. But it seemed to be shooting there rather well. Let's see which one we got. Nothing on the sector. Nothing on spur. And nothing on that. Wow. That's like perfect. Wow. What that sound is. It's pretty good. So, as always with ICS, excellent quality control. We can put this aside once I get this open. But it's definitely a solid machine piece of steel there. I mean, they meant for this thing to be high speed. This big, thick strengthening rib right here, it's not going to break on you. I'm definitely going to use an 11.1 on this thing. If the switch will handle it. If I can find that I can get more switches, I'll do it. And use like a buffer tube 11.1. or a helicopter 11-1 would fit in there, no problem in there. I have less run time, but you could get 2 of them. But yeah, this is nice and thick casting on that, and sheen pretty well. Nice and flat, you know, been decked. You can see where, you know, they milled it down to make it nice and flat. Same goes to this side. It's nice and thick casting. Look at the compression parts. So it's pretty good. The piston in there, it's not going anywhere. It's not ported. Yeah. Yeah, you get that weird little, but that's pretty good. One metal tooth, feels like polycarbonate. Really greased all around. Not bad. See if it's losing air the other way. Let's look at this nozzle real quick. No O-ring in the nozzle. Spring on the floor. Let's get that before it. Don't want the springs to get legs and walk away. Alright, so if we're losing velocity, it would be between here. Yeah. So as you can see there, it's sort of losing it at the nozzle. I don't think anyone's got a nozzle yet for this, but that's where it's losing it. Maybe I can put some thick grease around that to kind of grease the seal. What do I have for nozzles that are left over? That an M4. I don't think that'll fit. What's this one? That looks like an AK. It is an AK. I just looked at the freaking package. So let's see what's the same height it is. AK is about the same height. Whether it is too narrow for the hop up is another matter. That's another. Actually, that is an AK nozzle there too. There are 2 AK nozzles. Which needs thicker. Well, you know what we can do. We have the technology. Here are our nozzles. Here's our stock one. It's got a crosshead in it. This is a micrometer. They're like $15 at Harbor Freight. They're kind of poorly made, but that's beside the point. Alright, zero it out, zero it out. Alright, cool. So, we are 6.99 millimeters wide, 6.97 millimeters wide, so that's a contender. 7.04, so that's even tighter. Alright, or wider, so that you have a better fit in the bucking. It's 20.95 millimeters long. 20.95, alright. 20.74, tiny bit too short. 20.82, that's pretty good, so it's a little wider, tad bit shorter than the stock one. These are AK nozzles, VFC DBoys style. Actually, are these DBoys style? I think those are Maori style AK nozzles. So what we'll do is we'll put the plastic one on there. I believe that has an O-ring. We'll just try it right now. Excuse me. So I'll get a little bit of silicone oil. My finger. Gurgle a little bit because I need to eat something. Oh, the camera didn't pick that up. Alright. Get a a little bit of more oil on there. So let's stick this on there. Tappet plate. Tappet plate looks like a V2. I can easily grab a V2 and say definitely if it's a V2, but it's way over there. I don't think I have any of my parts draw. No, I don't. So, to get this thing situated, so what you want to do, extend the nozzle when you're doing like an air sail leak for the... Alright, that's much better. Basically I got my hand holding tight down on this so it can't get pushed down too easily. And my finger, a little bit of pressure on there. It helps if this has got silicone on it, your hand, so it seals better. But